L'amour qui chante doucement dans mon cœur, l'amour qui danse lentement dans mon corps. L'amour et moi.
Hey, traders. Welcome to the Tuesday stream. The CPI report came out and the markets gapped up like crazy, the index funds, and then rolled over and then pretty much closed right around where they closed yesterday. But Bitcoin rallied and did not give up its gains, which is interesting. And a lot of altcoins didn't do anything. So what does that mean? Bitcoin dominance, definitely on the rise. And we're going to look at that stuff. So Sam Bankman-Fried is in custody now, handcuffed. Amazing. And Bitcoin's above the June 18th Black Saturday low, which is great. Not much here until maybe 18,650, but there's just this one little thing, okay? And it may be bullcrap, you know, doing kind of like a poll with patrons in the charts only, but maybe, just maybe. You wonder if we'll stall out, we'll pause here for a little bit just to, you know, you're at an 886 from that high from November 11th. Now, certainly this is not like a crazy area to be looking for harmonics, but it's possible, right? Wave structure from the low all the way to the high, an 88% retrace. So let's see what happens here. But we knew it was going to be violent. It was going to be volatile. It was like, hey, man, if we got to think about the VIX, if the VIX fills that gap, then that means everything pumps, and then Bitcoin runs to the top of the range, 17,569. If it was inverse, then you'd probably be dumping to like 16K. But so, I mean, this is like the market conditions we live in. Everything's beholden on stupid numbers from the central banks. I mean, that's it, dude. That's how the markets move now. That's all that happens. No, like, I mean, we're talking 2 weeks of 2.5% moves every day stuck in a range, and then all waiting for one number from our overlords. And we got it. And it's like, yeah, 7.1% inflation according to the CPI, which is bullcrap. Double, triple that. What it's really, that's still terrible. But my God, man, there's just not much to be hopeful for, I guess. And again, this is just Bitcoin. I mean, the S&P like pumped maybe, but it like was faded immediately at open, all faded. Okay, so that's great. Ethereum hit the top of its range. Like the Jesus, let's go 1350, 1347. And then, you know, mostly everything else just not that great. It's really Bitcoin's the story. Okay, so we'll go to Ethereum real quick if you want to see it. Here's the range, man. I mean, you hit it perfectly. There it was, November 10th, and nice, man. Nice break. And so you know this is pretty high risk, you know, even if it keeps going. You talking about the daily, where are we? We're so close, man. It's like, did you break out? You know, I adjusted this at my other place. And I go with those wicks up there. If you adjust it with that wick, it's not really quite broken out yet. You're just right at it testing it. So again, it's not really that big a deal. There's just so much needs to be done. You know, talking about like the candle closes here, lines up with the wick high back from April, and then another perfect test. If you're looking at these touches November 5th. There you are. I mean, virtually testing that and not breaking it. So you're close, though. You're really close, and it's awesome to see market participants push the price of Ethereum back above 1223 and even formally back tested and then bullishly engulf off of it. And then there you go, man. That's nice. Really nice stuff for now. Could go to 1420 if you can break the supply line, maybe, right? You know, last night, like Binance coin was crashing. You know, and then you had to have like the communist Chinese Justin Sun had to come in and put on a show and take $100 million to put it in Binance to manipulate people to prevent them from being scared for a bank run. You know, I just like, this is really sketch, weird stuff that people in the East are doing. I don't really know, like, you're seeing like whale alerts, like $100 million, few $100 million getting minted of, you know, Tether or US dollar coin. I don't know. It's just we got weird stuff going on right now. So BNB again was down at one point over 6% last night. But hey, at the level, you know, I was pinging you. If you're in the Discord, you were pinged. You were alerted a couple times. Like at everyone. I very rarely use at everyone unless I go live every day or something crazy is going on. And you were down at $256 when the ping happened. And so look at the rally that ensued. Buyers trying desperately to defend it. But, you know, the context is not a higher high, now a lower high, and you're back at it. Below the 200-day moving average, right? You fell below the 200-day moving average 2 days ago, and then yesterday you tested it as resistance again. So I don't really have any confidence in BNB. I would be really cautious on this because there's some sketchy behavior going on. So that's virtually it. I mean, testing the same lows it saw in September, a couple times, October and November. Saw the lowest price it had seen since November 22nd. So yeah, I think eventually with what's going on here, 225 to 211, and then that'll be tested again. And maybe by the grace of God, it holds and never falls below, because if you do for real, there's only one outcome really. It's a straight up situation, straight down to $40. So you better hope that the issue is, like, if you really think about it, like one high in February and then the second high, that confirmation high in April, confirming distribution, confirming far less market participants involved with this asset than before, right? Than the high from January and December 2021 and November 2021. Well, you might have the same type of situation. It's not as pretty, but it's like a high, and this one is even stronger because it's like an inflection zone, right? So one high, maybe no one knows, maybe the second high, largest bull trap of the year, from this high to its low point down to about 30-something%. So we're talking about in about a month, BNB at its highest high to its lowest low, 33% losses. Yikes. So that was a big bull trap and a failed breakout for the second time, really the third time. But I'm just saying, since the crash, then the rally 1 and 2. So second failed attempt. And then you roll over, you kind of crash. Buyers defend this one level, and then you rally off that. Then a lower high gets put in. And it's just like, hey man, what do we know about lower high? I mean, there's even less market participants November 27th than there was November 4th and August 10th and May 25th. That's a really bad sign. I mean, of course, it could just rally tomorrow or today or whatever, but you are downtrending and you're doing some really bearish things lately. So that's why I'm thinking, like, if this is real, then you got a 211, 225 target, and yeah, you see why right down here. That's where liquidity is. That's where the bids come in. All right, so that's it for your BNB. That was very notable until, you know, kind of Bitcoin stole the show and the stock market stole the show this morning. Throughout the day, really, for Bitcoin. But all right, so let's go to XRP. That you know, no real change. It kind of just, it's above the 200-day moving average, but you know, the lower you go on the market cap, the most likely nothing really happened. I mean, there were a few assets because of Bitcoin. When BNB was crashing last night, there were multiple assets that were breaking key supports. We're talking like bear pull, bear flag, bearish breakdowns were occurring. And because of the CPI report and Bitcoin rallying, all these scrub tiered S coins broke back into their bear flags, broke back above a few inflection points. So we'll look at those. But like XRP, almost like, was there a CPI report? No, sir. It's trading at the same price it was in May, June, July, September, November, December. Okay, great, dude. That's your fourth largest crypto in the world that is not a stable coin. Yikes. Fun stuff, man. We have good audio levels, making sure. Yeah, XLM was one. XLM was breaking a descending triangle of sorts. And yeah, thanks Bitcoin for raining on the bearers parade. It's okay. All right. A little loud on my side. I think it's just my master volume. You know, we can look at Doge. I forgot to look at it yesterday, but Doge kind of like, it fell below that 9-cent area. I mean, I like that it's above the candle high close from August 16th. That's wonderful. That's great. All right, stay above that, and you're fine. You'll probably go higher if Bitcoin continues to ascend, right? But we know Bitcoin's kind of at a local 886. But we'd love to see Doge get above 9.1 cents, the high from August 16th. But yeah, this thing's still fine. I mean, no problems. Okay, I'm talking about there were altcoins last night that were making the lowest lows you had seen in 2 years. Many of them. Oh, they were breaking supports. They were doing terrible things. And then you got Doge still just making higher lows. No big deal. Didn't make a higher high than the previous high yet. Jury's still out on that one. But I mean, this one's, compared to others, it's fine. It's okay. I'd rather own Doge than XLM or you name all these ENS and Crow. Good God, Crow was dumping last night. Sol, like really, I don't care if they pumped. It's just they're terrible. They've been terrible. Another day that USDD is depegged from the dollar. 54 days now and counting. Let's go. All right, let's go to that quad screen for you if you want to see it. Here it is. Top left Bitcoin, top right Ethereum, bottom left XRP, bottom right Binance coin. Wow, how about Binance coin? Made it to the bottom of that range. These lines have been here a while. You know that. Been watching. It's still not making higher highs. So, I mean, that rally you caught last night, I wouldn't be. I mean, Bitcoin sneezes it all. I mean, this is going to be going right back down to 258 to test it and probably won't be as fortunate this time. My God, you could just see their panic that was going on last night. And of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum, top of their ranges. Very nice. You gotta wonder, will the ranges be broken though? That's a good question. I don't know. I can just tell you what's happening locally. And then you got XRP here, this skating along. It's still at the top of the range, but not broken out at all. So you don't know. Like, that's where we are. And then you've got total. What a nice break. The highest daily candle close total market cap has seen since November 10th. Thank you, Bitcoin. Thank you, Ethereum. And breaking above that candle low close from, Black Saturday. I mean, in here, it's just really, there could be, upside, a lot more upside. It would probably be driven by Bitcoin more than anything if it was going to rally higher. Okay, let's go to the S&P 500s. Let me just show you here, okay? No changes or anything. I mean, it opened 4,068, rallied to a high point this morning of 4,100, and then reversed to pretty much fill the gap. It didn't quite. It was dollars off, $1 or $2 off, but okay. And then, so what did it do though? It still broke the bearish, the rising wedge is still below that. And the supply line, once again, man, you're like, hey man, can we please get some resolution? I mean, if you're gonna break it, but don't like gap up and then close the day below all the key levels, right? You close below the 200-day simple moving average, below the mother of all trend lines, and below the old demand line of the rising wedge. I mean, so nothing changed. And maybe some stops got triggered, but that's it. That's still like nothing. I mean, you might be, you do not want to see the price roll over tomorrow. That would be terrible. So you want to just see bullish engulfing candle tomorrow, break it back above all the resistances that you failed to break today for the second time. One time was December 1st, and I'm hoping it's not the second time we fail, which we did fail until we get more data as a failure. So looking at it like that, there's nothing really to be that excited about. Look, I'm talking about this horizontal line area, the lows from May of 2021. You're below it all. But it doesn't mean you can't rally tomorrow. Hey, what happened to the VIX, the volatility index? Remember, all right, if the CPI report, the market likes it and we pump, that gap's going to fill on the VIX. Well, that is exactly what happened. There's your gap fill. Down almost virtually 10%. It was down 12% at one time, hit 2150. So yeah, if you're going to get that, it doesn't mean that the bottom's not in. Just was a nasty red candle, and you just thought the day before something was really weird. It's very, very rare. Only a handful of times in history where the VIX shoots up like it did and the S&P's up. But yesterday was a weird anomaly day. Okay, so we can go back. You can go to this. Well, before I want to go to Bitcoin dominance because it's so like beautiful. All right, we had the theory, the schematic that was incredible, where you're in Wyckoff accumulation is textbook to this point, and now if the springback test is real, which you think it is on the second test on the extremely low volume, nice. We started to rally off the lows, making the highest price or the highest level, highest percentage dominance for Bitcoin since October 29th. If that's real, then you just think, I don't know how. It just means like either Bitcoin recovers at an extremely fast pace and altcoins just lag behind, almost like they did today, or Bitcoin goes much, much lower, dumps really hard, and the alts crash. I mean, that's how this thing makes it back up to 48%. Like June 12th, I mean, the markets were crashing, really. So just giving you an update on the Wyckoff accumulation. I think schematic A, schematic 1. And that's it, man. It was a nice ride. It was up like 1.25%, which doesn't sound like much, but on this it is. Okay. Now we can go to Dow Jones. Hold on. Yeah, Dow Jones, crazy, man. I mean, absolutely insane. Remember the bullish Marbazoo yesterday?
Sushi swap about to eat Z-Bugs or hold the demand line.
What's up, Exhibit? Thanks for the 1666. Well, look at Sushi. Thanks, man. Really cool. Thank you, dude. So this one was not near as like bad as the S&P, but it did hit multi-month highs. I mean, at its high point today, the Dow Jones Industrial highest price since April 22nd, 2022. Man, it's been a long time since we've seen those prices. So if buyers are keeping the price above 33,000, this gray zone, you're in pretty good shape for possibly seeing $35,100. We're the sellers, man. They're not here yet. Not yet. Keyword. So nice run though you've been on. So it's crazy though. All the data is like bad, but then like the record amounts of puts to calls. So I said it yesterday. It's like, okay, it makes the most sense that we're going in a recession and things are going to be terrible and awful. But the problem is because of mass media, mass communications, like with Twitter, information changes hands so fast that now everyone knows it. It's the most anticipated potential recession ever. So that means like it's not going to happen, I guess. So the logic here is just completely stupid. It's like, it's just dumb, man. It's like, using critical thinking now doesn't make sense anymore because everyone knows the critical thinking now, right? It's just, okay. Now it was a lot easier throughout the year, the tops and stuff, technicals, but man, now it's just like everyone's saying it's gonna go lower, so it won't go lower. I don't even know how that works. It's like the reality doesn't matter anymore. It's just all about whatever the opposite of what everyone knows now is what works. Okay. So it's like, and everyone's like, Kramer, inverse Kramer, joke markets, really. Illiquid joke markets. Let's see, IC, the Nasdaq. Pretty gross candle. I mean, you know, a third failed attempt to break 11,500. Almost filled the gap, but didn't. It was very close. Not really sure what to make of that. It did make intraday at the very, very tip top, made its highest high since September 21st, so not near as good as the Dow Jones, but just chop city, man. We're talking about range bound between 10,977 and 11,500. We're talking since mid-November, so an entire month now of just like Bitcoin. It was like 2 weeks. Well, this is a freaking month of just up, down, range bound, stuck, illiquid, dead, chopping around, chop city. Hey, look, the Nasdaq's at the same price it was effing at in May. But you can go back, hey man, Nasdaq's at the same price it was at in August 2020. Wow. All right. So this is ugly. Hey, it was up 0.37% today, but bro, you failed to break above 185.59. You have fallen. You've rejected the 200-day simple moving average. You put in virtually a lower high than the previous high, and you're back below the mega supply line. Nothing good about IWM today. That's terrible. You filled the gap though, man. We did it. That's not good enough. Like just like the S&P, the IWM, or the Russ 2000, they have failed to breach every key level that exists in its vicinity, the price's vicinity on the chart. So not much you can't really be excited. No excitement on the S&P or the IWM. None. Not yet anyway. But what a run, man. It pumped, dude. It was up at 186. Okay, so that's not really good. But hey, you know what? You want some good news? You want to look at some asset that's huge market cap that did break a key level and it wasn't a joke today? Look no further than gold. How about that, man? Bullish engulfing candle, breaching the 200-day simple moving average, the mother of horizontal line resistances from 2011, 2012. That's insane. That's the highest price gold has seen yesterday since June. And making a fool of the bearish divergence, continuing its ascent for now. God, until in before just falls back below it. You're probably gonna back test it today or tomorrow. These levels, but that's awesome, man. Remember, it's the Black Gate. If we're talking about the Eye of Sauron, the Tower of Berador that was being built, this was the Black Gate. You wanted to infiltrate and destroy Mordor, you had to break through the Black Gate first. That was right. Here's the Black Gate. November 2011, March 2012, October 2012. You're above it all, man. Look what happens after that. Man, you could run straight to Mount Doom from here, possibly. Should be around $1,900. Okay, so great news. Silver, disregarding that 113 and the 1618 on the shark, and could be going to 2483 or whatever. Very bullish engulfing, made its highest price since April. Just like the Dow Jones. And if you're above $23, you're in good shape. You're probably not going to hit these targets. These are just pullback targets. Like if it was going to pull back, but it's just continuing its ascent at this point. So an extended rally, you'll eventually get a pullback. Dude, you very well could go for a full-on 886 from this high to low. If you do that, you're talking, well, first target's 786, confluent with 2483 or whatever, 2484. The 886 is 2589. So if this idea is scrapped, which not yet, it's not really dead yet. I mean, tomorrow it just turns around and pulls back and then it's fine. But I'm just, for the sake of arguments and wave structures and highs to lows, just hear me out where possibly, I mean, this could be in store. And this would be like the more bullish outcome of silver. Still in its long-term downtrend, but just is on a tear. It's on a rally. I mean, there's not much more to go until this happens. So, but even in between, you could pull back and fulfill that 113 chart, make a higher low, and this is still valid. You can have harmonics within harmonics all the time. So this is just the major 886 from the very real March high to the low. So good for now. Pull back as long as I think it makes a higher low than these lows down here. This is going to be valid. But yeah, still kind of showing some bearish divergence maybe on the MACD, but above some key levels now. Commodities, some of them popped like crazy. Natural gas, US oil even rallied. But still, I just don't know what people are excited about with US oil, really. I mean, it's like, is it above $75? Or $75.25? Is it above $78.35? Not yet. Yeah, you just somehow immediately made divergence. Some bullish divergence, man. Okay, then break it, and then break the supply line, break $87, and then break the previous discernible swing highs on the daily, and then we'll talk. But until then, you are in this downtrend. I mean, it took a crazy, ungodly pump of all markets to get you to just test the $75 area again. So I'm not really that impressed. That's your US oil. Riveting. Crazy, man. The natural gas that's still below that 200 moving average. You know, you engulfed yesterday. Now kind of down 1.37% on the new day. But you just got to wonder if this is trying to pivot with a higher low and really start going again to 980. For now, it's valid. You know, we're thinking the hidden divergence on the higher low, and then the massive sheer fundamentals of things, right? Where there's this absolutely real need for natural gas in Europe. So can't be that surprised if it is pivoting. All right, and if you're above $6.30, you're above a massive inflection point from 2021, and it goes back. It goes back further, man. Look, dude, this is a serious level. 2010, I should have a gray zone here. 2010, 2014, and 2021. I mean, that right there, when you're above that, serious. That's seriously good for the asset. That's like Doge being above 6.9 cents or whatever, 9.6 cents or whatever that support resistance was, but you're above it, and that's wonderful. Pivoting on a higher low, wow, with some sort of edge. So let's see if it can continue here. Wouldn't be that surprised, man, right? Platinum, you know, a metal, a penniting. There's a pennant tier. Well, hold on, which one is? Yeah, penniting at a resistance, right? 1,053. It's not a joke. It's a very real level that goes back like crazy. You're at it, and you're in like a downtrend still. But man, if gold actually is doing what it's doing, I mean, this thing breaks the supply line. This could be going to 1,200, 1,337. So, but yeah, it's like you have this long-term downtrend, but before that, you were making higher lows still than the COVID crash low by far, and you're holding some key levels from history. Yeah, so it looks pretty strong up here, like absorption of supply maybe. And then, you know, copper, as we looked at yesterday, you know, it caught some love a little bit, but still below the 200-day moving average, and not performing like gold or silver right now. That's still really weak. No change from yesterday, unlike gold and silver, which had changes, which were like, dang, man, they're doing some serious stuff. This isn't. This is like gross long-term downtrend and lower high kind of rounding out a little bit. I don't like it. Nothing intriguing. Then palladium we were looking at. Palladium, you know, really trying to hold on. You know, buyers defending this very key 1850 level. Just gotta wonder if it'll sustain, make the low then the higher low. I wonder if that like is what ushers in the rally. Oftentimes you see it's like almost like a dragon. You know, you got this like small dragon on palladium. right there that it tested the supply line but could not breach it. Very close, right? It'll be very interesting to see. You break that, you're probably going for an 886, maybe 2200. Yeah, Shiba made a pretty good comeback. Yeah, it did, which is great, man. It was struggling really bad. What's up, Doobie, man? Yeah, we can look at that. All right, so just finishing up these commodities. No one likes the commodities.
This Doobie.
We'll do it, man. Yeah, steak, live cattle futures killed it. Another multi-year high today. It's a sight to behold. I just don't know. It's not going to end well. This will end violently bad. It's like if you're in this and you just keep on owning it, eventually you're just going to get a red day that's down 20%. You're like jaw dropped. What's up, Pat M, man?
Patent tip $25.04. No request. Just wanted to say you're loved and appreciated. 0.0014064 BTC.
Thanks, Pat M, man, for just the very kind contribution, and the love is mutual and appreciation is mutual. Thank you, dudes. Wow, that's awesome, dude. Especially in these market conditions where it's like, you know, it's a lot. If you have been a member of the community during the bull markets, the difference from then to now. So you tipping in these conditions is amplified in appreciation, man. Thank you, dude. One thing that's crazy about live cattle futures is showing positive momentum for the first time since November 3rd. That's what's so whacked out, dude. 6 week. I mean, in 6 weeks, you had not seen positive momentum till today. But you were still somehow making multi-year highs while you're showing negative momentum. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this just could get weird fast. Where's the 1618 at this point? I'm going to add an alert here. Right there. Give you a price of 156.25 for the 1618. Okay. A lot of commodities were up today. Soybeans popped. You know, coffee caught some follow through off that engulfing candle yesterday. Orange juice sold off. So you're just like, you made the highest high. You virtually, I mean, you were just cents away from all-time highs and pulled back. I think, you know, whatever. It's going to pull back. It'll probably just make higher lows again and just pivot and you'll get a 5% candle, you know, whatever. But yeah, you're showing a continuation. You've got like quadruple bearish divergence on the daily RSI now. But yeah, you think, hey, it's like a sneeze. Shouldn't we just make all-time highs now since there's a plague? Orange juice tree plague. You're that close. That's the all-time high. Anyway. Not much more notable. Oh, Greg's Seafood Futures was pretty awesome. Gotta love this, man. You gotta admire the spring back test. You know, an old level from November 2020. You know, you sprung and then you were back testing the spring successfully multitude of times and you're separating and you made your highest daily candle close since September 27th and you broke the high from November 1st. So you could be headed to $84. Seafood, man. Seafood up here is a target after a successful defense from buyers of a key level. Love it, man. That's some TA right there. Okay, we'll go to the request, you know. Sushi swap, man. I haven't looked at that in a while. Probably the last thing I'd be owning. God. What exchange? Maybe we just go to like Binance or something, I guess. Look at this one. Oh god, dude. It's just like Here's your Sushi swap. It looks like a dead asset. I mean, it's like in the, despair. Oh, could the government let this happen? Part of the Wall Street bubble pop. That's where you are. Who knows how long this phase will last, but yeah, man, you're kind of at like the lowest. You're at the basement now, are you not? Like it's holding on to this low from September 2020, another low from December 2020. You can see it testing and falling below it and just flirting. Is it going to break it? Yeah, it's breaking it, but then rallies back above it. Like, okay. Top of the range. So you got like, it like locally created its own like trading range. So you do have like historical context, but you also like have local context where like that was the low point and the high point and everything correlates to that, as you can see, right? It's falling below the historical level, but the local level is being respected very well. Kind of like Bitcoin in ways, doing similar stuff. So is it going to hold the demand line? Oh, is there a demand line? I don't know. Doesn't look like it to me. It looks just right. If it was a demand line, you already broke it. Even if you adjust, I mean, is that it? Is that how it works? I mean, certainly at the low point, right? I guess. No clue. There's kind of, that's not divergence, it'd be convergence. That's the bottom, like 102. One can strategize entries if they want to. The closer you are to that level, the easier it is to size up a entry, stop loss, and take profits. And then the top of the range is 187 to 190. So I don't know. But many assets look like this. It's like they kind of die after May. They just died. Like people just stopped trading them, really. They're just kind of going with the macro and the bots. Very illiquid, low volume S coins now. But yeah, can't say you're not at like, wow, the basement. If you don't hold these levels, then 56 cents eventually, which means like 40% downside plus, but you're still below the 200-day moving average.
Hey Mitch, appreciate ya. What's your TA on Veil?
Thanks for the $5 super chat, man. All right, let's go to Disney. Yep. Bitcoin on the new dudes. Hanging in there, man. Hanging in there. Super strong. Bitcoin's the one, I would think, over all of them. Because of that Bitcoin dominance, dude. It's either Bitcoin gets murked, the altcoin's going to get murked worse, or Bitcoin pumps and the altcoins pump, but they don't pump. They underperform Bitcoin. So that's what Bitcoin dominance tells you. So it's like when Bitcoin dominance is looking like Wyckoff accumulation phase D, it's probably the one to own if one was gonna own anything in crypto. Bitcoin. And that's backed up by an actual argument with TA, not feelings. Old Disney that just showing this unending bullish divergence and stuff, but like, you're at a really, really interesting spot. It's so like, there's just multiple key levels, right? Like in history, $90 has acted as an inflection point multiple times. But then before that, $96 and $97 has acted as support too. And the issue on Disney is, well, very well established downtrend. It's a pretty channel. Very pretty channel. So you're in the downtrend still. You've just made your lowest low. But yeah, you're starting to get into that. It's getting really like, this is what the S&P looked like before a bear market rally that took it to, much higher prices. And look at the divergence. Now it's convergence, making a higher low than the previous low. My issue is like, okay, you can see these levels from history. You're below it though, right? You're below it. So if it goes to $90, history tells us if it fails to break $96, it goes to $90. In between $96, $90 is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Obviously down, up, right? And then recently too, I mean, it's like you eventually, when you fall below that level too long, you can see that $90, gap down. I mean, so it's kind of tough here. But yeah, it's like one low, then the major second low. Maybe we go the weekly. Maybe it looks better on the weekly. You haven't seen negative momentum on Disney since July 11th. What a beautiful shooting star. And where was the shooting star? The key inflection points, and then it dumped, and now you're right back at these same levels. But now again, like 96 bucks is like kind of failing. Buyers are pushing the price to it and failing. So it's probably going to depend on the S&P 500. Like, we know the S&P 500 and the IWM, the Russell 2000 today, have done nothing bullish, not good enough. They closed the day, though maybe they gapped up and it was violent and it was insane and everyone was cheering and was happy in the morning. But when the market closed today, those index funds, the S&P and the Russell 2000, closed below every single critical inflection point that they desperately needed to be above. So if you want to know the answer on Disney, ask the question on the S&P and the Russell 2000. Like, are they going to be able tomorrow and in the coming days or weeks be able to just pivot here and break above those key levels that they failed to break today? That's a great question, man. That's a really good question. All I can do is tell you I'll be monitoring it every day, and I know you will be too. But yeah, you're definitely at a liquidity area, a zone where there's going to be limit orders, limit buys, but the limit buys came in July. The limit buys came in October. They came in November. Are they going to come in again? If it's tested once more, are the bids going to come in again? That's a good question, man. Yes, you're certainly at an 886. You made a full reset from the COVID crash low. Be a smidge below. Look, you're right at the 886. So you're at the area where it's like you're completing. It's not quite any kind of harmonic because the B point was just not deep enough. But my God, a formal 886. This is where reversals occur. The issue is on the weekly, there's not much of any sort of edge. There's no like seller exhaustion down here where you're looking for. But yeah, the daily's kind of showing that. The concern is like, what happens if it doesn't? Well, $44. Oh my God! If these levels don't hold, it's like straight from 90 to 78, from 78 to $44. That's where a 1272 fib extension is too. So like, if the recession actually is real and it's not this weird, oh, we have to inverse what everyone knows because everyone is like, people that are like smart, like have, that are like out there, get information and then it's tweeted about and then that information spreads at record levels that's never been spread that fast before. Then everyone starts gaining consensus. Hey man, these markets are bearish and they're going to be bearish and they're going to dump. And then the puts, everyone just buys puts at record levels and then pump. It's such a clown market. Everyone, it's like the jig is up. Everyone knows how bad things are. But the markets aren't collapsing. The markets are far off their lowest lows of this bear market so far. And right now they're flirting with possibly massive breakouts. They failed today, but they're that close to key breakouts. Like gold was right at that massive breakout level. It did it today. So yeah, these are certainly levels, right? 886s from previous lows to highs. And massive inflection points from history. These are certainly areas where reversals happen. But yeah, it's just weird, right? Oh, we hadn't seen negative Momo since July. Whoa. Whoa, I don't like that noise. That's scary. Okay, that's sorry. That was the other request. So we could go back to some cryptos if you want, or we can go take a look at Tesla. That Tesla seems like it's doomed, man. Tesla, lowest daily candle close since frickin' November 2020. Look at the weekly. Something's happening today, chat. You gotta play the sound clip. Tesla falling below the 200-week simple moving average today. First time since October of 2019 when it broke back above it with a massive green candle. This hasn't happened in years, man. So wake up. If you're asleep on the Tesla wheel, you'll probably be okay because of AI, self-driving cars. But I'm saying, like, on the technical side, wake up. Woof. The formal bearish back test, we looked at yesterday. Look at the fall through you're getting today. Yikes, man. And there's just, you could say 115, you might stall out there, you might pause, there might be some limit orders there, but man, you're probably looking at 111, and there's just not much on the weekly. There's not much here. It was a crazy run. We were around, man, during this whole run, like streaming it, analyzing it, and it's just like there wasn't much pause, was there? There was an insane markup. So remember the classic distribution we've been looking at all year. Remember the bearish, the 886s. That's subtle. That's insiders getting out quietly. Oh, no big deal, man. It's like it almost made all-time highs again a couple times. 886s. Oh, what? People that don't know about, that are not in the know on the 886 don't understand what's happening. So look at the outcome after all that stuff that was going on. Quietly. Look at you now. Acceleration after all this subtle distribution is really starting to pick up now. RS, I have to answer your question with another question. Did you think $5 was $15?
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
So, sorry about Tesla, man. Got some bad stuff going on. Really, really bad stuff. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. 2 trading sessions ago where what was once a very real support became resistance. That was all the confirmation the market participants needed. And then and right, we're looking at the RSI. It wasn't oversold. You're at 32.47. If you don't think this can't get oversold again, you're crazy. This get oversold, and Tesla's gonna be at way lower prices if it just gets to 29.30. All right. So I guess 154 on the daily. A little bit further to go. Better be praying for these index funds, man. If you're a Tesla fan, you got to be praying for them. Whew. It's unfortunate because most tech stocks were kind of like okay, like nothing like this. This is like extreme divergence from the bigger names. Like Apple, like it's not really great. It's still in that, it's been in that subtle distribution, like big money getting out quietly while you eat potato chips or you're watching Miley Cyrus or something, very quietly offloading. And then, hey man, it looks okay. We're at 886 and reactions. Then you're hitting and failing to break not just the 200-day moving average, but you're also failing to break an inflection point from 2021. And then you're selling off and you're showing lots of signs of weakness here, and then you're rallying, and then a lower high. Oh my God, another lower high. Shh, very subtle. Oh, it's gonna be okay, man. But now higher lows, but it's jury's still out on this one. Filled the gap and closed about up 0.68%. So it's, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole example is like, it's this exact same structural developments really going on in Apple that was going on Tesla. Except the selling, I guess, like, when you become some sort of free speech martyr, man, you make a lot of enemies, and a lot of enemies that exist with a lot of money. So you think the outcome later down the road could be very similar to Apple that's happening to Tesla right now, based on what we've already witnessed. We've already witnessed insiders getting out. All right, so Apple and then Google. We'll look at these bigger ones. Dude, it was up 2.5%. I can barely even tell, man. There's an unfilled gap. Well, you know, that gap's going to fill sometime soon for sure. Only lower highs, lower lows. Look what happened November 30th. What'd you do? Unable to fill the gap from October 25th. Very real 886 lower high from that high to low. Nothing really has changed. This is very bearish trend. And just because of the CPI number, you still have hidden bearish divergence, man. I'm sorry. No change. It's bear trend on Google. Amazon was kind of doing okay. It's still like a lot of work to be done, man. Like, look what was once support in May, in June. It was support. Then it became resistance. And it wasn't, this is serious, man. It's a high from 2018. And my God, imagine I bought Amazon. Stupidly, I bought Amazon at the top of the 2018 run, but I held it. My God, man, if you held it, you'd be losing money. You'd be down on like the largest e-commerce entity in the world. You'd technically be down 9% on your money over 1,560 days. So yeah, it went and filled the gap today. It gapped up. It's up 2%. Woo! Celebrate, everyone. Let's celebrate together. Probably going to 84.46 again in time. Look, again, it's all about that S&P that did nothing good. We've already identified. It's failed to break every key level in its vicinity today with confirmation of daily candle close. So you go test 84.46 and it doesn't hold up, bye-bye 67.81 fast. Sorry, man. It's just reality. I know it's like, dude, how could you be saying these things after today? Today was so crazy. And it's like, we knew today was going to be crazy to some extent, up or down. I think the big winner is Bitcoin because Bitcoin didn't give anything back. Gold too. Gold kind of a winner too, breaking the black gate of Mordor today. Wonderful. But tech stocks, unfortunately, awful, miserable, terrible still. Energy pivoted, nice. You know, it pivoted yesterday too. You have some that are up. I mean, Microsoft, another big one. Look what it did. Oh my God. Okay, so very well established, beautiful downtrend, right? Artistic downtrend. So at the peak today, nicked it, touched it. It was the top of the day, the 200 simple moving average. Did you even test it? Yeah, you did. So you touched the 200-day moving average for the first effing time since August 15th, and that was it. And that was like, oh, and rejected. Almost filled the gap, but you actually didn't. There is an unfilled gap on Microsoft. I mean, you imagine that's going to fill. You see it. We got the magnifying glass out. Did the gap fill? No, it didn't fill. So the gap's going to fill, most likely. Probably going to get a gap fill down here too at 245. So did anything change on big tech? You can go up a little higher. See the supply line again in the downtrend. Whatever, I don't care. But no, not really. It's just the bear market rally is just extending on 7.1% CPI. Wow, 7% inflation. That's still really, really bad. Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, Google. We look at the big four. Yay. And Tesla, the bonus one. And then, you know, every single, except one sector, all sectors of the S&P 500 were up today. Communications is up 1.69%. You know, hey, man, it finally broke the crazy downtrend. Not really. It looks like, hey, is momentum shifting? Sure. Is that like a scuff day, Quasimodo looking potential inverse head and shoulders with a neckline at $52? Sure. But what happened today? The neckline was tested and immediately rejected, and there's an unfilled gap at 49.84, so you're probably going to fill that soon. So you failed to break a key level that you need to be above, right? This is not a joke, man. This isn't my opinion. This is like XLC, a high from 2018, right? You can see, hey, it's been a valley before. It's a clear zone of inflection. You didn't break it today. You needed to. If you did, oh my God, we got a breakout. We could be headed to 57.79, but you didn't. You did not do that. Doesn't mean it can't happen. So pay attention. Have your alert set above $52 on XLC if you want to hear a beep when a massive breakout is occurring. So it's like so close, man, on everything. So close, but just not good enough. XLE, it gapped up. All right, so you got an unfilled gap. Probably going to fill. Still really strong. I mean, it's just recently done some confirmation high stuff at the key levels, the 886, you know, and it's also below the 2008 peak where a violent reversal took you all the way down to effing eventually 37.45 after hitting $91. Okay, so you're below that. So until you get back above it, yikes, it's a confirmation high at an 886 from the all-time high. But yeah, I mean, the trend has not reversed yet. I've never said it did. It's just like, hey man, if you see enough charts, you know 886s on the second test on significant timescales can very well be the top. But yeah, very nice uptrend. Started with a harmonic. XLK, wow man, nice test of the February 12th, 2021 peak at 139. Nice attempt to break the 200-day moving average. Tested it for the first time since August. But nay, you are below those levels. So it's kind of like the same story of the S&P and the IWM or the Russ 2000, where it's like, it's cool, it's up today, but it is not above any real massive inflection points. You better hope you just immediately engulf tomorrow and rally and break these levels soon. Otherwise, time to roll over again. XLY, consumer discretionary. You know, it's like the IWM, it's like the Russ 2000, where it's like one low, then the second low on significant time scales. And it's like, it did nothing. It actually closed flat, 0.00% change after such a nice open, wow. The commodity index tracking fund, nice gap up, but you know, it's still awful. It still looks like it could be over, like the trend has reversed. You put in multiple lower highs and lower lows. You're below the 200-day moving average. Can't remember if there was a death cross or not. Yeah, the death cross happened back in late September. You're below the 50-day simple moving average. You're below the 20-day. You're below all three moving averages on this still. It's just like, so, but it was up, bro. Okay, cool. That's like the pretty much the headline of today is, dude, things went up today and then they mostly went back down. Oh, great. But Bitcoin and gold, a couple gems, all right? Dow Jones Transportation is back above, you know, it's pretty good, man. This is above 13,961. If it could stay above this, you could be headed to much higher levels. But now look, think about it, right? This is starting to get kind of weird. You're getting to the high to low deep retraces. I mean, 86% retrace, maybe 87% retrace. And you're showing kind of lower highs here. Not that impressive. Someone will be like, is it a bull flag? Well, you're in a downtrend.
Sorry bro, got in late today. YFI pleases, sir.
What's up, big one boy? How you doing, man? Thank you, dude. Yeah, we'll look at YFI. So again, it's gonna be like, bull flag? Is that like downswing consolidation and impulse? Sure, it could be, but at the same time, it's also these levels where it's value seeking areas for shorts, and you keep making lower highs, kind of. But yeah, you're above the 200-day moving average, so it's in better shape than most things. Anyway, the entertainment, oh man, entertainment, leisure, ETF. Dude, it was going to do it. It was going to be the real contender. It was going to change my life, and we were going to moon. It's really a zone here. See these valleys and then the peaks back from 2015. Okay, 2015, 2017. Very real level. I just went there and showed you. Look what it did. It went up, it gapped up to test it for the second time and failed. God. That's like the worst thing. I mean, of course, new data comes out, it breaks it tomorrow, the next few days, and moons. But that's like the worst thing you could ever do. I can't even come up with anything worse than that. Like when price action correlates to levels from 7 years ago and rejects it not once, it's really like 4 different times. And look, these are all these times are much lower than these highs. It's just clear distribution, bear market rally stuff, and that's what market participants need before massive crashes to lower lows. But, you know, it hasn't happened yet, so. XLI made its highest level since April 1st. That's a pretty big deal. This is industrial. All right, so you know, this is like some are better than others. You're above 98.81 and even back tested that level, but and you're getting really extended here. And you just got to think about this major high up here to the low. Where you at? You just hit 786. You could go to 886. What do we know? It could be just this massive shark, man. The massive shark. I don't know, maybe not. It's not really a valid shark because the one, you know, it's like a 1235, 1272. But anyway, I mean, just the complex wave structure W and 886. You always know it's like value perceived area for shorts. So, but man, performing better than most things. XLF, awful. I mean, pretty much awful, where you're just like all these attempts, man, one time in May and another in August, and now again you just keep failing to break 35.29. Fill the gap, but this is exactly, you are in a long-term downtrend, we know it. Remember the 3 falling peaks, beautiful, but you just gotta think, and then even you have like a supply line like upsloping like that. You know, it's like you've just failed and you're below it. I mean, the downside, if it rolls over like it's been doing, it can go to $30 again. It's like top of a trading range, a range between $30 and $35 here. XLB materials, thinking maybe we could be going to 89 eventually. You've broken mostly all the resistance, even back tested, so. You're just getting through these. Wow, XLV, which is healthcare. Healthcare to moon, man. I mean, who wants to talk about an 886? Here you are. Exceeding the 886, really. You exceeded it, but you're below the 886 now. You pretty much went up to test 141. The top, man. This is where, like, just such a nice wave. The dumbest place ever to be taking a fresh launch where people would be taking profit. My God. The only sector down today was the consumer staples that, you know, momentum shifted and then it rolled over, made the lowest low it had seen since March 2021, and then a huge V shape. But the V shape, look where you are. You're just like up against some very real resistance. So is it Momo shift? Not really anymore, but just paint it with the gray zone. Candle close to the wick. And you can see how real of a level this is. So it's like profit taking, probably a good idea, probably a good area. It's a strategic area to be taking profit off a rally, right? I mean, okay, XLU, utilities, and then we're done with all the sectors, right? It's V-shaping, but and made its highest level today it had seen since September 20th, but not really at a level or anything, just showing you where we're at, man. Okay. Go to YFI. You know, YFI, man, just kind of like rolling over like mostly all the other alts, and gotta wonder, it never quite at the 886, but it was like an 87%, maybe an 876, not an 886, but Couldn't break 74.50. You better have your alert set up above 74.50, because if you hear the beep ever with that alert, it could be going up 20% in a day. But for now, there were not enough buyers. There was not enough demand, and/or at the same time, there's too much supply there. So you've been pulling back, and that's kind of it. Maybe you come for a type 2. It'd be nice, 5,300, to get a second test down here. Unfortunately, you got that hidden bearish divergence on the daily that is playing out right now. First level of negative momentum yesterday you had seen since November 21st. So that is a bearish, hidden bearish divergence out of resistance. Okay, playing out. That's it so far. Whew. Man, we kind of been going today, huh? That was the last request. Remember, it's like a $15 minimum. That's why I have it here. That's why it's in the description of the YouTube stream. It helps for quality control. And that's it, man. So go back to Bitcoin real quick, just so you can see it's showing a lot of strength on the new day for now. For now. Asia's awake. Well, looks like that hidden bullish divergence ended up playing out, man. So we're at an 88% retrace from this November 10th high. No reaction really yet. Not really. Good news is if you stay above 17,569 for too long, you'll probably end up making it to 18,650. You can see the level here. It's pretty real. But yeah, it's extending on. I mean, Bitcoin from its lowest low, multi-year lows, November 21st, it's currently up 15% in 22 days. Oh, you know, today or tomorrow is going to be crazy. It's going to be like the make or breaks. It really is. Like, are we going to, is the S&P 500, the buyers going to get us back above all the levels they tested and failed to break today? Man, I hope so. Because if not, this is like the top. That needs to happen. So you better be paying attention. That's why I live stream, so you can know where the key levels are. Bitcoin broke one. Gold broke one. A lot of other things didn't. Tesla is ruined. It's screwed. So, yeah, that's it. I've been live hour and 15 minutes. So be sure to join the Discord if you haven't. And I'll just be back. So thanks for tuning in. Great to see justice being served to Sam Bankman-Fried. So until next time, respect the TA.